Hi, my name's Sophia. Welcome to this Tower Love reading. So the energy I'm picking up, which might be separate to the cards from the off, is kind of an uncomfortability, and the uncomfortability is connected with you taking steps to move forward with your connection. I'm feeling like there's still not a release of the past pain. So there's something like, you're unhappy about, like I would tell you to push forward with your person and do something. Say, for example, you found out about a third party, or you found out that they lied to you or something like that. So this is about you still reaching out, and your program from television and all these other kind of friends and family, oh no, he done wrong, she done wrong, wait for them to reach out for you. But as I'm always saying, this is about going for your wishes and desires. If someone's Brad Pitt went for a Hollywood role and Steven Spielberg rejected him, would he never go for that role again, even though Brad Pitt felt in his heart to go for the role in the first place, that the role was his? And say Steven Spielberg gave it to someone else, of course he will have to dust that down, which is transmuting that negative energy. And then if there's another brilliant role, would he then say, oh, fuck that, because Steven Seagal lied to me and said, there's a high possibility that you're going to get it, and then he gave it to someone else? This is what this connection teaches you. And that's what I'm getting. The initial energy is like, well, what I'm actually getting is feeling like it's still shit. There's another energy to that as well. So like, we haven't sorted out the issues, but get them interested in you in the first place, then deal with the issues. What most of the divine feminines do is they somehow think they can work on themselves or do mission, their version of mission, and somehow your person over time, that they will just find out that you're the one and then come towards you. I'm like, no, you go and get that person. You got to go and grab things in life. If you want a Hollywood role, you got to get in front of Steven Spielberg. You got to produce stuff to show that you're the one for them. This Hollywood bullshit of, oh, they know you're the one, they're going to come running towards you, and forget that, right? Scratch that. Your friends and family, oh no, he's done wrong, he should go towards you. Well, what do they want? You happy with Billy Bob, right? As spitting out kids and then happy and depressed as fuck, right? Or really going for your wishes and desires. And yeah, it might be a struggle to get there, but there's a deep connection. So there's that element. And the other side of it is like this uncomfortability of going back to them because you're scared. There's something like facing it, or, it's like, say, for example, you have an argument with someone at work. The next day you feel like, oh, I've got to go in and face that person. There's an uncomfortability of reaching out, uncomfortability of saying something. It's like, why do I have to make the first move? Why do I have to make the moves? This is the energy I'm kind of picking up. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to connect with the cards because they're not that specific, but that's what I'm getting. And I'm like, because you have to, because they're your person. And this connection teaches people, like I said, with the Steven Spielberg situation, to keep going. And that will prove to Steven Spielberg, for example, if Brad Pitt went for a role and he got rejected and he went for the other one, he's like, yeah, this guy's a strong character. I like that. Do you see? This is what this is about. It's not, see it from the bigger picture of you, to be a humanitarian, you're going to deal with a lot of rejection. And I'm finding that out about charities when I'm, finding out how the commissioners and all these, the MPs and all that work when it comes to charities. And I'm like, you're going to get rejected. No, that I can't help you with, or this is something. And I'm like, do you give up? No. This is what this is, the bigger picture of what you want to do and go for and be in life. If you can't go for the person who you think you really love and have this special bond with, deep connection, you're not going to go for anything, are you? So there's this insecurity of like reaching out to them again to say, for example, say if you reached out to them, hey, how's you? Short and sweet. I'm always telling you, stop flapping your gums, right? Hey, how's you? And they don't reply, right? And then you're like, 2 weeks, you reach out and they don't reply. You're like, I'm not doing it again. I've done it already. 2's my special number, whatever, right? But there's a bit more to it. Like I said, this is as I'm always saying, it's an individual thing. If your person said to you, come on, let's link up, and they have options, and you're like, nah, forget that. And when you're single, and then 2 weeks later, hey, how's you? The guy's or she's going to ignore you because they already told you what they want, right? So this is about going for, that's like Brad Pitt saying, went for a role to be the main star, and Steven Spielberg said, no, you're not going to be the main one, but you could be the side one, right? What would he do? Would he say no? Look at all these films now these days, all those superhero films. I remember it just used to be the Hulk, and it just used to be Spider-Man. It just used to be Superman. Now they're all entailed. They have to put their ego down and say, well, hold on. I'm used to the whole role, the whole film based around me. I'm the main star. And then Hulk comes in like, oh, hey, I'm the main star. This is what you got to do. You got to get in there and prove, right, what you are, and stop seeing it like you're proving it to your person, because this is a bigger picture. It's a divine connection, right? So there's a divine purpose for doing it. And if you're pussy, I'm just going to put it out there, a pussy, right? I'll add on cat to make you feel better, a pussy cat, right? To actually go for that, then how are you ever going to be in mission or a master teacher or what you think you really know you are inside? That's what your person is teaching you. So let's get into the cards because it's long already. So I don't know if that's what's going on now, but let's see what the cards say. If you need help with that, there's email support, there's counselling, there's all sorts. If you want to know how to start or what you need to do, but obviously you need to do the inner work. The inner work helps you. Don't worry about rejection and stuff like that. Most of you are rejected from a child, abandoned from a child. That's why you don't like going for your person. Although, like, you know that twin flames are for life. So you know the end time, you know the end goal, right? You know this connection, it's a lifetime thing. You know that all twin flames are supposed to be married, settled down with their person. So what the in between is the journey, right? So if you're staying there just waiting, you're not on any journey, are you? You're not doing anything. And that's what this is. Most of you don't want to do the hard work of inner work, so you'll do the easier work of, okay, I'll do a qualification, and I don't even know if you qualified, like doing Reiki or acupuncture, yoga, meditation, right? That's way easy. You don't even, and if you do the inner work, it's still not enough. This reading, I feel, is about going and getting your wishes and desires, and isn't that your person? And there's an uncomfortability, sacral chakra, I'm feeling in this reading. Oh, 2 of Swords straight away. Truth is that your twin flame. Truth is they lied to me. Truth is they're with a third party. Truth is, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. But you're thinking of another excuse of not to do it. And this came out in a reading the other day. Same position. You're turning your back on the whole situation. 2 of Swords. But the two, like I said, the truth is, yeah, it's kind of 2 versions of truth. Your twin flame, yes, but so are they. So their twin flame contract is different. 2 of Swords. It doesn't mean that they're wrong or you're wrong, right? That's it. It's like, oh, well, they're lying to me. Well, if they didn't give a shit, they wouldn't even be with you in the first place, right? Maybe they're lying to protect themselves. Maybe they're not. They're used to their upbringing. They're not used to being truthful. You're lying to yourself as well. You're not doing what you're really doing. What you're supposed to do, mission. So, are they really lying, or are they projecting you lying to yourself? This is what this 2 of Swords is. This is where you need counselling. This is where you need the image reading. This is where you need help to work on. 2 of Swords is your stack. You're indecisive. to me, it's like I felt like it's a kind of shit situation at the moment. You're on your knees. You don't know where to go. You're blocking off your heart. You're trying to go in, but you can't go in and get with Eight of Wands is behind you, right? It's like, which is communication. It's like you could have blocked them as well. And that's like you had an argument and fuck off cunty, I'm blocking you, and then you have to swallow your pride, unblock them and contact them. I blocked David, and then the next day I contact him, hey, how's you? He's like, LOL, thought I was blocked. Don't watch that. What are you up to? When am I going to see your fine ass? That's what you got to do, right? You just got to go in there, guns blazing. Right. And of course, I'm human. I'm like, I have the same thing with David with the connection. You might think, I don't know, that I'm more confident, I'm more out there, but we all feel the same towards our twin flame. The Queen could walk past me. I couldn't give two, well, I know she's passed, but, you know, I couldn't give a shit if she did, right? Brad Pitt could walk past me, same thing. Clint Eastwood, I would like to, you know, get his signature and, you know, sign for me or something like that. You know, a couple of Hollywood stars that I've got, you know, respect for. Denzel Washington, probably autograph and all that. But, you know, twin flame, different manner, right? I had that insecurities. I always say on my channels, you know, that he intimidates me. No one intimidates me. No one intimidates me. I can go out and speak to thousands of people. No problem at all. Nothing intimidates me. Your twin flame, yes, but you have to get over it. You have to get over it, like I said, because going for a Hollywood blockbuster film, regardless if you've had years of doing theatre and then transitioning, and then there's Steven Spielberg, and you really want this film, you know it's going to be amazing. The film number one was a blockbuster hit. You know, you'll still be intimidated. It doesn't matter. And that's what I'm saying. You still have to get over that to get things in life. And I had this kind of the energy of yesterday's reading of like pussy. You have to come out of that, right? The Eight of Wands is like, yeah, this is as above, so below. Because the pyramid, you stand in a pyramid, it's as above, right? And so below. Also representing the all seeing eye, which is about knowing oneself, right? Seeing yourself clearly of what you're doing. And I think you know that. If you're listening to me, right, you haven't fucked off to someone who tells you to do nothing, really. Some tarot readers say, yeah, this is, you know, you have to go and get it, but they don't still tell you how to do it, right? There's no excuse for you not to get with your person in mission in this community, right? In the New Earth community, there's no excuse. So the Eight of Wands, like you've turned your back. And I had this the other day as well. Was it the same cards? I can't remember. You've turned your back on your downloads. You're not listening to it. It's like they're telling you, because the Eight of Wands is behind you. You've turned your back to it. And I had this the other day. It's like you're fucking walking away from it. So you come. This is a delusion. Like Eight of Cups. That's so like interesting to me, which I would say fucking stupid, I'll be honest, right? But, you know, I'll put the word as interesting. They prefer me to use that word, right? When I'm looking at other tarot readers, and I've been looking at comments lately. I presume they're guiding me to do that because I don't normally look at comments. And the tarot reader would say something like, Eight of Cups, you're walking away from your person. You're fed up with this situation, blah, blah, blah. You know, their indecision makes you indecisive and blah, blah, blah. And I'll scroll down to the comments and it's like, yeah, I dumped my person 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he couldn't make up his mind between me and third party, so I got rid of him 2 years ago. Yeah, and I'm like, but you're still watching tarot. You still want that person. Why are you watching? Right? You're still energetically, Eight of Cups is a lot of fucking cups. 10 is like the maximum. So Eight of Cups is you're walking away or towards something, but you're trying to walk away from something that you're heightened energetically to. And then 8 goes to the 10 of Cups, right? Right. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. You're walking away from your 8 to the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. 10 of Cups, complete happiness, right? That's what you're trying to say to yourself here. You're lying to yourself. And upstairs is, it's probably because I'm saying to you, and I'm saying in 3 videos, ask them. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is Cupid love arrows from upstairs. So ask them about your person, right? Am I on track? I said in the video yesterday, so I want to make it clear because I watched it. It might have sounded like I said it wrong, but ask them, is it your twin flame? That's wrong, right? I've got to make that clear. Not is it your twin flame? And they will say, no. I think I said that. I meant no. They would say, no, it's not your person. That's wrong. It's you, right? It's you. It's you. It's 8 of Wands to you. You're turning your back on you're like, I'm going within, but you're ignoring the downloads. That's what this is, right? And the downloads is about you're emotionally tied to this person, 8 of Cups. You're heightened, walk towards it. Well, not really walk, but, you know, energetically go towards it and think about, in my 8 of Cups, there's an old elderly guy, right? The longevity of it. Well, what's the fucking rush? Another thing with the twin flame connection. Apart from the negative fucking Nancy's with, oh, look between the lines, she doesn't talk about David and, you know, he's married. Someone put him married. I'm like, when did I say David was fucking married, right? It doesn't matter. Obviously, I prefer to be with David sooner or later. I'm human. I'm like you lot, right? But if 5 years, another 10 years, what's the rush, right? If I get with David, I'm 50 soon. If I get with David and say in another 5 years, that's like 4 or 5 years, let's just 10 years it took me, right? All in all, right? That will make it 55 because I've known him time then for another 5 years. I would have known him 10 years. I'll be 55, right? I'm hoping to have a nice long life. I'm not sure because I'm like, I want to zoom me up, right? But, you know, obviously I've got kids, so I can't just say, take me upstairs. But my point is, you know, I'm thinking 80, but when I'm 80, I might think, no, I want to live forever. So I don't know, I want to live longer. Do you see what I mean? At this point in time, get on with it, I feel I want to be around for till I'm about 80, particularly as I've missed out on a few years with my daughter and stuff like that. Now, that's why I keep healthy and healthy mind, healthy inside energy and healthy food and stuff like that. So 55 to 80, that's fucking long with a guy. That's long. That's what this is saying. You're walking away from something, but you're not thinking about the longevity. And that's what it is, like Hollywood stars. And I've got a video, I might release it. I'll put it into the Facebook group. I know this video, you might be, well, this is a Facebook group, but I'll put this video on other platforms, right, as well, not just a Facebook. And I'll put it up here and you'll see on this advertising video that I'm going to release on the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group if you're, I know this might be in the Facebook group, how young they are, but how the Hollywood people until you know when they're successful. Generally for someone to be at least an A-lister, a start of an A-lister, it takes about a decade to be known in the Hollywood roles, right? 10 years. And that's what the contract is. Everyone rushes and jumps into like being a mechanic. Nothing wrong with a mechanic. I'm just putting that out there. And, you know, in 5 years or 10 years when the children leave home, when I've paid for them schooling and their education and their university degrees and stuff like that, then I'll do what I want to do. And they never fucking do it. I had the plumber guy come round. You lot might know about my plumber guy situation because I've still got a situation with my water. And he was talking about, I was talking about my brother, and he spoke about what my brother with he's like, I'm always coming around there. I said, yeah, it doesn't affect me so much, the water, but I can't get my brother. He's got learning difficulties and, you know, the water will affect him and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He says, oh, my daughter's anorexic. It's like, fuck, you don't know people. You lot and your judgmental people. 7 years that guy's been in and out my house. I knew never to cuss that guy because first of all, it's not his fault because the water's not working in the whole block of flat. I know he gets shit from people like, when are you going to fix it? He just comes and fixes it temporary until they fix the whole boiler. All of a sudden he came out and he said anorexic. I thought, thank fuck, I haven't got to deal with that. That's awful, is my point, right? You don't know people. You don't know what they're going through, right? And why I'm saying that, he was like, yeah, I pay so much for her. I paid for her education, private school, college degree, and she's anorexic. Don't matter about all that stuff. This is like going for all your wishes and desires. Exactly, going for your wishes and desires. You focus on your children, but if you focus on like loving yourself, that's what shows, and that's what the masculines have to learn. But so do you, that when you love yourself, your children see you happy and enlightened and going for your wishes and desires. They don't say, oh, well, you know, what qualification you got, mummy and daddy? So because I want to be as happy as you, or stuff like that, right? They then follow them, and you tell them follow their bliss, whatever they want to do. And then ask them, do they still want to do it? Our son yesterday said to me, he's gone back to his shop. He's like, I still think I'm going to give it up. I want to travel the world. I'm like, fine, whatever you want to do. Do you see what I mean? I was talking to David yesterday. He works in Camden. I said, actually, now you work in Camden, I might get a stall on Camden Market. It's fucking amazing, Camden. Now I'll go up there and meet him for lunch. It's about follow it. And if it don't work, I said, oh, you know, I'll do it for a couple of weeks. If it don't work, it don't work. This is about going for your wishes and desires. Like I said, the initial energy. So it kind of always ties up. Not all the time. That's why I say, let me see what the cards say. The Fool. Yeah, you're being fucking foolish, man. You're not jumping into the unknown. And knowing that, like I say, the longevity of it all. The longevity. I remember when I first met David, I think it's 7 years ago, and how he was talking, and I think he had two. When I first met him, he said he had one. Later on in that year, first year I met him 7 years ago, then it popped out, he had another one, right? And they were very young. And I remember he was talking about, yeah, me and you can go travel the world or have this home in Devon. We was talking about it way back then. He is like, when they're like 16. I was like, they're dots. They're like 1 year old, right? Now, those ones we was talking about then is big now, right? Big. It's not going to be that long. I was like, time we put our money together, and then, you know, next thing they're big people. So the 14-year-olds think they're adults these days. Do you see what I mean? This is like to do with time as well. You're being foolish because you're jumping in. You're not jumping in because of you want to know. You're indecisive to jump into something because you're thinking they might leave you, but you know you have a bond with this person. You know that. And they know that, but it's not their job. It's not their contract to tell you. It's not for them to say, yeah, we're twin flames, we're twin flames. I promise you, and you know this as well with the 8 of Wands, you know that if they said, we're twin flames, I'll come towards you, whilst you sat there doing your 3D with the Empress here, 3D version of loving yourself, right? She's very 3D. She's Mother Earth. How 3D is that, right? Isn't she Mother Earth? Nurture, nature, right? That's the physical world. You're a galactic being talking about the planets and stuff like that. That's High Priestess. As within, so without, as above, so below. That's the High Priestess, right? So what this is, 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups, Empress, is to do negative existence. I keep getting that. I need to pause it in a minute. This is about, the universe is trying to say to you, stop being your limited version of nurturing yourself. It's like, okay, Sophia, I get what you're saying. So what I'm going to do is, I think my upbringing was pretty crap, so I'm going to have a couple of counselling sessions, right? Maybe not with you, you're too expensive. I'll go to this cheap one, you know, someone else is offering it. And that's 3D. Maybe just YouTube it. You're not doing it like the high priestess, properly doing it. And it's like 8 of Wands to the 8 of Cups. Walk away from this emotional tie of the easier way of having things. It's very rare twin flames get together. I've had about 4 couples that they're together, right? They've nailed their person to be living with them, right? And in that situation, it's very turbulent, hostile, and shit like that, because you're supposed to be doing the healing and stuff first. And why I'm saying that is the majority of you, if you're the Empress, you would just get a soulmate. It's like that contract when they are together is they're trying to be twin flames, but in a soulmate connection. A twin flame is not supposed to be. That's why it's very volatile when I have couples that someone, it's very hard actually when they're with me, when they book me and they're like, I'm living with my twin flame while I'm married. I'm like, wow, that's going to be really hard to change. There's a lot of work. They can do it, right? But it's very hard when your person's in your face, right? Very hard because the contract is supposed to be interdependence. Right? So you literally, I'll start off, you have to let them do whatever they're doing, right? And that's hard because you're living with someone to take on all the response, because that's how you feel, really. A twin flame connection, you feel like, well, my life has been shit. I've never had my family hear me, never had anybody support me. I was abused by my family, or you're delusional that they're great and fantastic. And if you've got friends, it's even worse, right? But then you want your twin flame to come and support you. It's about interdependence, finding out what you want for yourself, and then they come later, longevity. You nurture yourself on the 3D first, right? The proper way, and then you get your 2 of Cups. But this is walking away from your twin flame connection, which is making it you be a 3D, the Empress. The Empress is a soulmate connection. Strength card, which is 9 of Wands. Yeah, it's like they're really heightening, they're really trying to kick your ass, such as me, of trying to tell you about wands. Wands is passion. Go for your passion, communicating with you. And it's like this reading is you feel your healing is correct. No. Fool card. You're being foolish. Because the Fool is looking at the sun. And the sun is representing his healing, but it's also represented as Qatar. Qatar is the cosmic. If you're healing, you will be connected with the Galactic Federation and stuff like that, right? I've never had anybody actually tell me about that. Only one person, Joey, talk about the Galactic Federation. Yeah, I think it was only him. Maybe someone else. But yeah, and that's when he was fully healing. In his healing element. You're never healed. You're always supposed to be healing yourself because this planet is so that, to do that. So this is about you're confusing your healing. You would know if you're healed, if you're connected with some people are so galactic, blah, blah, blah. But like I connect with the spaceships and all this and no, it's like they just know about it. They're not really connected. They just have a knowing of it. But then I'm like, oh, well, how can you be connected if you've got all this darkness? And I had a download about that yesterday, about it is 100%, because even me, I get pissed off. I keep telling you, lot, you get pissed off with me saying about mission. I get pissed off about talking about mission. And I cuss them upstairs, not too much because, good luck to you. I'm hardcore and I even feel awkward going against Almighty, right? Let's call it that. So I'm like, flipping heck, how many times am I talking about removing the negativity? And they came straight and cut my fucking words out, which I don't speak to them because they know, right, what I'm saying, right? I was like, it is so. That's how strong it was yesterday. It is so. You have to remove the negativity. That's what came to me yesterday. I was like, all right, cool, I get it. Before you can be clear of going for anything you want. If not, that darkness. And if you're in the dark, think about it, you're in a dark room, right? How can you see clearly? Two of Swords. You think you know, right? You'll be in the dark and think, oh, it's the door over there. I think the door's on the light switches over there. You think the Two Swords, but you're in the dark. You're blindfolded, right? You don't know. And that's what this is. So you're being foolish because you're ignoring the downloads. You're very defensive about your twin flame connection. Yeah, once again, it's like they're giving you downloads. This is your person. This is your person. This is your person. And this is what if you ignore that, it's like you saying fuck off cunt to them. That's how I see it, right? Which is basically fuck off, right? I don't want to know. I'm going in doing it my way. But when you go in, you connect with upstairs because inside is outside, right? It's just simply the micro, the small. It's all the same thing. You're masking your sexual abuse. It's like, nah, it didn't matter. It was in the past. Sun card. In reverse, it's like you don't want to go for, it's not like you don't want to go for it, but you're not going for your happiness. Hierophant in reverse, Devil in reverse. That's interesting. Queen of Wands. Why is that? Okay, so what I'm getting with the Hierophant in reverse and the Devil in reverse is like you feel your situation with your person and their situation, third party, the whole lot of your person and their third party is toxic. So by you coming away from it, right, that eliminates all of it. Hierophant, you're coming away from your person. It's in reverse. So you're not going towards your person, right? And you're not going towards the devil, right? Which is a toxic situation. But you're still connected with the Empress and the Queen of Wands. Is like, you're still, yeah, I'm a twin flame, but this is, yeah, I keep getting, oh, this is what I've been having for months. They're splitting up, right? The universe is, I've said January, I said December, January on the New Earth community. I said, it's like December, January, the universe is going to be whooping your ass at the last final attempts to get twin flames together. I don't know what's next. Sometimes I know long term, sometimes I know short term. I'm just telling you. And this is once again like the universe giving it, you're telling you the last chance to get with your person. And this is like, nah. I'm a twin flame. This is a tarot reader or whoever you're speaking to. I'm a twin flame, but my person is in a toxic situation, so I've come away. 8 of Cups. Or my person didn't want to heal themselves. Another classic bullshit line. So I've come away. Or my person is, is too toxic and with the devil and a Hierophant. Wouldn't come away from that religious structure and all this kind of thing. So this is admitting your twin flame, but not doing fuck all about it. That's this. So you're not going towards your happiness because it's in reverse. So you really want a soulmate? Really? I'm telling you, you can have the house, the car, the picket fence. They remember your birthday. Valentine's coming up. Watch. He'll come with a massive bling, 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 flower petals on the floor, and you won't have that connection. All these wands, you won't. And you know it. And you know it. You're just settling. And what kind of inspiration are you to your children? Oh, you just settle with this person. Just settle. Right? That's what you lot do. Just settle. And isn't that what your person, they're trying to get them to come away with the Hierophant from their structures and their beliefs as well. That's the contract. Hence you. But you're giving up. It's always the feminine. The feminine are the emotions. And this planet is emotions, energy, emotion. You're the one that influences this connection. But there's always twin flames that, oh, it was my person. I am in the same situation as you, right? I cannot. Most people will book David. Oh, he's so amazing. He's so amazing. Right? Right, yeah, right. But I cannot tell that man to do boo. I can't tell him shit. He's like, I'm my own man. He's one of these, right? He's totally stuck in his Libra mind of how to do things, right? But still, how am I still fine with him? I'm going to see him Sunday. Still, we're still fine. I was going to see him Saturday, but I'm going to do Julian Hassan Stewart, so I'm going to see him Sunday instead. I'm influencing, let's say, the connection of sorts by focusing on my own stuff. No shift. No. Oh, I had this the other day. Telepathic communication. So I feel what you're trying to do is, yeah, you're trying to do it differently, but it's, once again, it's foolish. It's like a new start with a full card here, which is, now you're like pulling back, maybe trying, like I said, I don't feel like you're like, fuck off, I'm cutting away from the connection. I feel like you're like, yeah, by me coming away from the connection, I'm loving myself, I'm setting up my boundaries. But when you're with your person and when it's not toxic, right, everything, nothing matters. The 0 point of the Fool is negative existence. That's what they were saying. Right, okay, I get it. So nothing. And that's what this world is. This world is nothingness, right? You create what it is to be. And that is the intention of the twin flame contract when you meet your person, that you get to that 0 point of nothingness. Nothing else matters, right? And that's what it's supposed to be. So you don't care about what your friends think or what your family, you just goes for what matters with you. And what matters with this reading is your twin flame. And that's what he teaches you, she teaches you, that don't give a fuck. You just focus on that passion, that nothingness. That's why most twin flames, you're not supposed to do. I had someone who booked me who said to go to the pub and all these sort of go and meet friends. I was like, this is a toxic twin flame time. Some of them I know is like going to be very hard to fix. The intention of the twin flame is that you just meet them and nothing else matters. Not if you have to meet them and then take them somewhere. Obviously, like say there's a third party or something like that, you might meet them in a park. But if you're like, I have to go to the pub or go to the theatre or go to the cinema and blah, blah, blah all the time, you're not in oneness with your twin flame. You're not in one. I can just chill for a week doing fuck all without the telly on with David all day long and do nothingness. That's what the connection is supposed to teach it, right? To come away from all the physical, the Empress, right? The physicality of the house, the car, and just find what you really love to do. Like people say, when you know, your job, it becomes like it's not a job to you. That's the same thing where you would do it without getting paid. That kind of thing. That's the same thing. This is what this planet, like I said, is teaching you. If you're the Empress, you're not connected with the planets, are you? It's a twisted way of thinking about doing it because Empress is nurture, Mother Earth. The Mother Earth needs the sun for it to be nurtured. But so you're like, okay, I'm doing some version of healing here, but it's not connected to what they're telling you to do, which is the inner child. This is a lack mentality. You're not doing the proper work, going back to childhood. You know, you need counseling to talk about what we ask so many questions so we can get into it, so we can find out and pinpoint specifics of what you need to. You can't do it yourself. I couldn't do it myself. It's too close to you. You can't do it yourself. And we guarantee everything. The only thing I can't guarantee is other tarot readings or image readings. I can't guarantee that for someone else because I'm not with them, next to them all their time to see if that, you know, they might be slipping. Now, I'm not saying that they are, but that's an individual. They should themselves be working on themselves, the others in mission, and then guarantee it in their own individual reading, such as I guarantee my image reading. But my programs, 100%, which I created, I guarantee. Everything I guarantee. And why I guarantee is because it's from upstairs. So it's an easy thing to do, right? It's not my own opinion, right? It's not my own really qualifications, although I back it with qualifications, right? But I guarantee my work is because them lot, all the all-seeing eye, which what that represents, the pyramid. They see all, which once again, don't you feel like they're watching you and you're not doing anything? That uncomfortability of that, I wouldn't want them to know. When they give me a download, if I ignore it, I feel bad. I'm like, all of them up there, you know, the role that you've got as a twin flame, fucking hell, is massive and it's so important. But obviously you can't change anybody unless you change yourself first. To change this planet, you have to be strong and remove all that negativity. This is long. There is pain I have experienced which I don't talk about. Like I said, Two of Swords with you and with your person, they're not talking about their pain. They don't need to. You don't need to ask them, stuff like that. I really do want us to work out. See, your person does. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you know they do. You're listening to you're so 3D listening to the words or not the words if they're not saying anything to you, but you know they want you to work out. You have to face these uncomfortabilities, the initial energy. I don't feel good enough for you, so I run. That's you. You're not working on yourself. So like I said, the initial energy before I chucked out the cards were about this insecurities, and this is you, 8 of Cups. You're running. You're like, oh, I'm so tired. The masculines always run. No, you run. Yeah, they do run. I'm just saying, but you run as well. You run from doing what you're supposed to do. You want to change that? Book me or someone in this community. Speak to you later.